Well then, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, MBs. Welcome to Final Fantasy VII Plus One, which of course makes 8. We're going to be going through the whole game because why not? You know, I've not played this game since I was a kid. The last time I actually played it, I ended up having to finish at Disc 2. I was in the process of selling my PlayStation 1 and figured, well, you know, before this randomer rings up the loot and takes it from me, I'll try and get one last game in on it. And then, unfortunately, I tried playing Disc 3 and it broke at that point. So my abiding memory of the game is how it made much more sense in my head as a kid, that it just stopped at Disc 2 and that was kind of it. That's headcanon for you. Anyway, I am playing the remastered version on the PC, which it's... There's going to be a lot to talk about with this game, like, in general. Like, even before talking about the remastered, like, and how it feels comparison to 7. There is going to be a lot to discuss. The remaster has some good aspects and some bad aspects, which I'll discuss as we go along. But one of the nice things is that it has proper mappings for a DualShock 4. So you can see here now that I have all of the actual proper button prompts and they appear in game, which I've tested, which is incredibly helpful and means I hopefully won't make a complete and utter hatchet job of the mini-games like I did in Final Fantasy VII. So that's nice. Before I even start, I'm going to mention how I'm going to play the game, because if you've played this game even as a kid, you probably know it is ridiculously easy to break. Like, it is... Like, 7, like, when I played that on the stream, like, I pretty much, like, had it, like, you know, bangs to rights for most of it. But I had to have, like, a lot of foreknowledge of where to get particular enemy skills and the like. Things I didn't know as a kid when I played 7 for the first time. I just kind of struggled through it. Whereas, when I played 8 as a kid, like, as soon as I got to the point where I could refine life magic, in particular, at that point the game was pretty much over. Like, there was no difficulty to it anymore. It wasn't hard, it wasn't challenging, just because I had way too much health and the enemies did so little damage that it didn't matter. Like, Cypher, for example, I had Squall nearly having 3,000 hit points, and Cypher hits for like 60 damage per hit. Please. Please, mate. You know, it's like, might as well be out of a wiffle bat. So what I'm going to be doing for this particular stream is that I will only be able to... I'm putting an arbitrary limitation on myself, which is not an uncommon thing. Actually, a lot of like hardcore Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10 players do actually put limitations on themselves that are quite ridiculous. I'm not going anywhere near as that. But what I'll be doing is putting a limitation on myself that I can only use a tier of magic equivalent to the disc that I'm on. So to explain, on disc 1, I can only use the entry-level set of magic. On disc 2, I can only use the second level of magic. Disc 3, level 3 magic, and disc 4, anything goes at that point. Just to try and give things a little bit more of a challenge as the creators originally intended. Because some of the bosses are a bit tricky. If you like have the magic set up in such a way as they intended, rather than what they didn't intend, which is that you have 3,000 hit points and Squall hits for like 1,000 hit points of damage on each attack. So that's what I'll be doing. I will highlight times when you can break the game, but I won't actually then do it. So that'll be something to talk about. In addition, expect a lot of discussion as we go along about how this compares to 8, what they did right and what they did wrong, because in my opinion, to get off the chest right now, 8 is not as good as 7, but I do kind of feel for Squaresoft, because with 7 being such a smash hit as it was, how on earth do you continue from there? Like, what do you do next? Like, you know, it's unfair, like, you know, you're a victim of your own success at that point. And this game certainly does a lot of things right, particularly on the technical level. But, you know, I could blabber on about this all day, so why don't we actually just get started? And yes, for this particular game, I'll be playing on a DualShock 4. Not on the keyboard, so there'll be no clickety-clackety. This is also an alcohol-powered stream, as you might have guessed. I'm still on holiday for work until next week, so why the hell not? Oh god, the ocean's speaking to me! It's drawing me in! This was supposed to be what it's like to talk to a chatbot. But yeah, like, on a more serious note, just compare this to Final Fantasy VII's introduction. Like, immediately it already looks far more impressive than the previous one, which was still very blocky. But also it goes for the way more, like, grand opera and epic feel, which... There can be such a thing as too much, in my opinion. Like, 7's was relatively restrained, and I prefer that one. But for the time, you can't deny how much effort they put into making these sequences look like quite powerful. Oh god, don't get hit by the falling Gunblade! Cypher there thinking he has the high ground. But yeah, make no mistake, like, as Go-Go Type Robot is saying in chat, this intro does set the stall of what's to come. But it's very specifically about the characters that are in this intro. Like, you of course have party members and such who are also important in their own right, but there is definitely no way, like, that the other characters are important as, like, Renoa and Squall to the story. This is a training exercise, but I like to think this is an argument over the cafeteria hot dogs being fought out. Of course, it also has to be some sort of, like, Sentai rock quarry. I have no idea how that lightning blast was there, but... Anyway, Cypher's a sore loser, so he's just gonna boom. Ah, you singed my coat! It's cost me a lot of money! So, one thing I'll note, by the way, when I first played this, I never noticed this small detail, but Cypher actually fires his gunblade as he strikes Squall's face, which just makes me think to myself, holy crap, I hope that was a training ground, because otherwise, like, if it wasn't, Squall's head should be like, you know, what happens if you drop a jar of pasta sauce on the floor in a supermarket. But I never noticed that as a kid because, of course, this was designed for a, this is designed for a CRT by 4:3 aspect ratio, and obviously hasn't quite got the same cleanup it has had here. Okay, first thing. Well, you know, Squall, like, as we'll learn, is a really cold, like, dude. He wants to pretend like Cloud in some sense that he's a big, like, soldier boy and he's, like, you know, all grown up now, so... Just gonna shake it off. Shake off this injury. But yeah, this is the remastered visuals, and you can already see like that they're still stuck with the old backgrounds, which will present like some more jarring and egregious problems later. I like the new models for the most part, although the problem is that because they don't emote or blink or anything, really, that also has a problem in itself. Like, there's no real facial expression. Poor Squall. Yeah, Cypher was the one who came to, you know, who brought magic to a gunfight, or a gun-sword fight, I guess, if you want to call it that. Cheesy prick. Although, funnily enough, I like that cinematic as well, because if you pay attention to the fact that he used fire magic on Squall, you can actually use that to set yourself up for battles against him later in the game. Spoilers, you end up fighting, but come on, you know it. Like, even if you're not playing this game, you can't, like, not have guessed that they're going to end up fighting at some point. The way Squall leans back there is how I've leaned back in my own bed sometime after I've drunk myself like half to death the night before. Mistakes have been made. Who the hell is that? She doesn't even have a name. She can't be important. Ah, who cares about her? I somehow doubt we'll ever see her again. Anyway, say hello to the best female character in the game, bar none. Oh, Squall, you got yourself, like, you know, wounded in a training exercise again. Like, he's got a scar across his head now, but I just can't help but wonder to myself, like, how many others he's got that you can't see because of this. Quistis' expression makes it feel like it's the 4th or 5th time this has happened. Today's the field exam. Damn, Quistis, like, you know, she's got it figured out. But check this, by the way. Holy crap. So yeah, welcome to Fight School, or the Garden as it would be called. My high school was like way better than that, I'll tell you that for free. Okay, so pay attention after I go through this next dialogue option as to what these students look like. When we cut over to the next scene where we see Squall and Cypher sat down. So yeah, this is one of the problems with the remaster, and they had a no-win scenario on their hands here. But you might know that the students, particularly in the front row, are not actual models or NPCs, they're just background details. And again, they had a no-win scenario in this case, because how on earth were they going to, you know, remake all the backgrounds from scratch in this game? Continuing with what they did in Final Fantasy VII, by the way, I like that now that they've got these better character models. Like, they're not obviously not like, you know, soup cans tied together, you know, in like this weird mannequin shape. That they still keep doing things like showing them like doing different poses and postures with the way they sit. So Cypher, being the cocky shit that he is sat like that, and Squall's just like, nah, I'm not gonna ever pay like eye contact with anyone. Also, Cypher doesn't wear a uniform, but nor does Squall for that matter. That's how you can tell they're important. But yeah, another nice feature, because this came out after the DualShock was released originally for the PS1, you now have full 360-degree left analog stick movement, which is nice. So, if I'm not mistaken, these fools here are part of the Treep fan club, or also known as the Treeps. Quistis has quite the following in the garden. I can't imagine why. Do you have a good excuse for not going to the hellish cavern full of demons, Squall? God damn it. Like, you know, this is one of the great things about this school setting, is that it mixes all of this, like, you know, battling awful monsters thing with the same mannerism as, like, you forgot your homework. Alright. Well, we actually... I'm not going to go through the study panel in detail because that would be boring, but we do need to have a look at it. Alright, so we got ourselves our first Guardian Forces, which are the summons of this game. Insert your own girlfriend jokes here, they're all good. So anyway, we're not going to bother going through any of that crap. All this stuff, we can forget about it. And the fan club has mysteriously vanished. Oh, well, better get on my way to the old, you know, fire cavern and all that. Oh, crap, it's the, Well, Squall still is cold, you know, motherfucker mode here, so we'll just do that. Go on then. So yeah, we're just gonna, like, you know, babysit this random NPC. I'm sure she's not important. What about you? Sweet. So that's the starting point for the big mini game, which gets you the best items in the game, Triple Triad. Well played, Grumpy Cloud. Well played. Well, that's the thing. Like, Selphie constantly has her hair also like aerosoled up, like this curly pattern. I mean, the whole battle school setting for like anime and other fiction is not unknown. But it always feels off to me that you've got like these people training to be soldiers who are also like doing stuff like, I'm constantly checking my hair out, I've got hoverboards, like I'm worried about the hot dogs in the cafeteria. It's odd. How are the volume levels, by the way? Because I've realised that coming through here, it's actually quite loud. And I'm curious if you all can hear me over the game or not. What did I tell you, the hot dogs? Like, they're a part of the religion of this particular place. Yep, there's going to be a festival for all of these child soldiers. Sid, of course, like a recurring name in a lot of Final Fantasy games, even to the point where his name was imported for a character in not Final Fantasy for the Xbox 360 known as Lost Odyssey, a game that I really enjoyed when I played it, but unfortunately has never been ported to PC or the like, else I would show it off. Alright, later, Randomer, we'll never see you again, clearly. Drop a save here for the moment. So, one thing I should note, that this is the most minor of complaints, but I hate how ugly the menus look. Just grey on grey on grey. Anyway, hello sir, how are you doing? Alright, he doesn't play cards. But anyway, let's go wander around for a little bit, because we've got to, you know, we've got to go to the fire cave and all that, but I'm sure there's no real rush. What about you, lady? Do you know? Oh god, they're phasing through me, they're ghosts! Okay, so I'm going to wait here just a moment and I'll show you why. Because it's something I actually remember playing as a kid. So you might have seen that little, like, tiny guy running around the circle, running in the circle around the garden. He should be coming this way any minute now. Because I know for a fact that we can challenge him's car, so I want to show that off. Once he actually shows up. I'll soon go hunting him down, actually. There he is. Alright, let's see how we go. The cars we get at the start are all crap, as you can see. But the general rule is that you need to place... I mean, sorry to explain to people already know, but you need to place one down and have... yeah, do that. So you see he's got some decent cards. We don't actually have a good opening hand here, which is unfortunate. Yeah, he'll play that one there, no surprises. But that's fine actually, because I can now play this. Puts us back on even keel. There is no safe option here, so for the moment we'll drop this one here and take this card, just to keep it going. Okay. So, basically you need to lay down a card that has a higher value on the edge than the other card next to it. So for example, if I was to place this here, this caterpillar looking card, it would flip the card over there. The person who has the most cards flips their colour at the end wins, and then they get to pick a card and keep it. So that seems pretty self-explanatory. I should actually be able to win this, come to think of it, if I play this appropriately. By doing this. Alright, so he'll play that there, but as it happens... There we go. So which card are we on? We'll take the Tri-Face one because it's actually quite well rounded. Oi, where are you going? I want to play more. Give me some more cards. Alright, let's see how we go. Oh, check that! I did not expect that. I legitimately did not expect him to give us that rare card that you can see on the top left. So I suppose it's time to put up or shut up and see if I can win this. Alright, what I'm going to hope for is if I play this particular card here, the back one, in this bottom right corner, that he will play the Moogle card in the middle, there. At which point I can then play a card with a higher value to overwrite it, and at that point he has no cards that can then take out like the one I'm going to play. So let's see how this goes. Play the Moogle card. Yes! Alright, not what I was hoping for actually. But that's fine, that's fine. Okay, if I play this one here, then he actually has no cards that can take it out, apart from one. Yep, thought as much. Okay, so let's see if this one works here. Okay, that's fine. The only good card we can play here is this one. Oh, how unfortunate. We did not manage to get it. It's a draw. Never mind. Come on. Give me that rare card. I know I'm meant to be going to the exam here, but now that I know that card's there, which I'd completely forgotten about, I really, really want to get it. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, that was possibly one of the worst moves he could have done there, but never mind. Let's see what we got. Let's work with. Well, this game's ours. Well, you mentioned Tombury lands some room, so Tombury's now ours. Alright. No. Give me that mob card. Give me the mob card, damn it. Go with that. Nah, no mob card. Unfortunate. So you might know that he has no 6s now, so if you were to play a card in the middle there to try and take the card back that I'm about to play, he can't win. So with that in mind, we'll keep Tombury because he's quite well rounded. In fact, yeah, we'll keep Tombury. We'll play this one here. Alright, so 4 and 5s there as you can see. So let's see, what can we play? We can definitely take the offensive here, see how we go. Okay, that's fine. This will end in a draw, I think, because if I play that there, that keeps me safe. Oh, no, it doesn't actually. Whoops, never mind. I don't mind losing the tri-face. One more attempt. See if I can grab him. No, I can't grab him. Damn it. Alright, we'll come back and do more card games at another point, but I don't want that to be the entire stream. Almost had him on the Mog one as well. Damn it. It's fine though, we'll get, we actually get a nice card from the thing that we're about to do that will be helpful going forward. Because your starting deck is shit, make no mistake. Cool, gotta follow the sign. Alright. So, draw points are one of the few things that you can actually see out in the field where you get items or magic from, but you actually need to have a Guardian Force equipped in order to do that, so might as well put one on Squall now. And then you get to assign commands, so I'm going to go for magic, draw, and item. We don't really need Guardian Force summons right now. Speaking of which, actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna just do... Yep, do. Okay. So now that we've done that, swap and drop. So we've got some secures there with basic healing magic, nothing that you really need to worry about so much. And Quistis has magically gotten changed in the time that she came out here. How did that happen? Alright, so Squall, we're going to teach you about girlfriends. Here's how you get one. annoyingly, those are, like, those tutorials, like, at least we can skip them. Alright, well, let's get to it. One thing that you might have noticed there very quickly before we actually left the garden is that something that's now actually changed from Final Fantasy VII is that characters now actually fall behind you rather than simply merging with Cloud's body, which is a really neat change in my opinion. There are a lot of technical improvements, which if you bear in mind this came from the PS1, is quite good. So, Squall's Renzokuken allows him to get a critical hit on demand, basically, by hitting the R1 button. Although, something you might not be aware of is that Squall's critical hits only do 50% extra damage, not 100, as you might otherwise think. Whereas you can see Quistis there did a substantial amount more damage. And yeah, you can draw magic if you want. Drawing magic in this game is exceptionally boring, so I won't like make you watch me do it on stream until I get like 100 of each. Because it's also not really necessary, to be quite honest either. Anyway, since we're here, we probably should also give Quistis a GF as well. Yep, I can cast it 3 times, but not 3 times in a row, I should mention. Another thing we'll do as well is we can start telling our Guardian Forces what we actually want them to learn. And the first thing I'm going to get them to learn is the ability to refine various magic from them. The rest can kind of follow later, but that's the more important thing. Because apart from being able to draw magic, one of the things that you can do with Guardian Forces is also, through learning these abilities, refine magic from items. We got, for example, a magic stone at the end of the last battle, which allows us to refine some basic magic from those items. Which is how you break the game incidentally as well, because cards give you some of the best items. Did time the R1 apparently then. There we go. Giant mutant caterpillars. I was going to go into the menu then, but unfortunately decided to interrupt me. How rude. Got some scans there. So, one thing I wonder if you might not know is that you can actually cast Scan on your own party members. This is something I found completely at random as a kid, and I thought it was really cute. But yeah, Scan's your basic, like, here's what the stats are, etc., etc., these weaknesses. Silent, with a cold. And in case you've not noticed, by the way, one other nice change from Final Fantasy VII is that enemies now actually have death animations, rather than just turning red and vanishing into the ether. I mean, some enemies, very specific bosses, had that in 7, but the majority of them were just that. But before we go to the fire cave, you might notice there's a beach here, and if you go on the beach, you can fight specific enemies, which can give you some nice things. The thing about drawing magic is that you might note characters don't have an MP gauge like they did in 7. Magic is determined basically by how many you have in stock. So you don't ever really have to worry about, well, you don't have to worry about running out of MP. Yep, you're quite right. So if we just wander around on the beach for a little bit. I mean, we are going to the fire cave, and we do, you know, we've played JRPGs before. We know that fire monsters typically are, you know, vulnerable to ice magic. So, with that in mind, you can get blizzard magic from these particular enemies here, which is quite nice. I'm not going to draw much, and again, I don't want to bore people to death by having me constantly go through this little rigmarole doing that. These enemies are also weak to thunder magic as well. So yeah, if you want to, you could literally spend hours just grinding out magic here if you wanted. The fishes spin, they're actually really nice for a reason that I'll explain later, but barely made a move. You saw that then, I barely got one step away. But we're actually back on the regular map now, so... And these enemies are not really anything all that dangerous, so... Okay, before we go any further, there's some other stuff that I should probably do. The first of which is we got Spiderweb. So, Quistis Limit Break is actually the enemy skill ability from Final Fantasy VII, which was ridiculously broken in that game. So I think that the developers kind of realised they need to tone it down a bit, and they've therefore given it to Quistis as a result, which makes her one of the best characters in the game, particularly once you get some of her better enemy skills. This is also because limit breaks work differently in this game, where they're triggered more because you have low hit points, rather than by filling up a bar, as you might know. Anyway, since we have magic available, we can start junctioning stuff around to it, which doesn't really change much right now, so we're not going to bother with it in this case, but I just thought I'd mention that that's now something we can do. Also, you can trade magic between characters, and we're going to do that here. So let's see. I'm essentially going to give Quistis all of the magic that we currently have. Squall's not going to be using it in the coming fights that we've got. Okay, let's talk about the world map for a bit before we go over to the fire cavern. This thing runs like shit and it looks like shit, which is particularly bad for the remake. It runs at 15 frames per second, which I'll just basically say is, if you've played Remake recently, Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4, that runs at 30 frames per second most of the time. This is on a modern PC and it runs like dog shit, which I wish they'd fixed. It should have run much better. Oh, I also appear to have accidentally turned on something there. Yeah, the PC game comes with cheat codes of some description, which I didn't mean to use there, but it doesn't matter really. Alright, well we might as well actually get over to the fire cavern now and get this over with. In fact, before we do... So, recall that Squalls is being given an exam here. This exam actually, starts now. You are graded on everything up until you actually become a CD, spoilers, from this point onwards pretty much. And there's a lot of little things that affect your rank. So we'll demonstrate this when we go over here. Okay, so this time limit, the lower time limit that you pick, the more points you get on your subsequent exam score. But also, you get more points if you have less time remaining at the end of this timer as well, which you can actually abuse in a certain way. I'm not going to demonstrate though because it requires me to literally let the menu sit out for a solid 7 minutes, so I'm not going to do that. But I am of course going to be going for 10 minutes because screw it. Pay attention to these guys, they're going to come back and be important later. But for the moment, let's get to work. Oh, I can't see him there. I mean, I'd be terrified too if this place was literally like an active volcano, Quistis. I'm just saying. Okay, so we need to do a bit of preparation here for the upcoming fight with the boss, which I'm actually doing now. And it's going to seem a bit counterintuitive, but trust me, I have a plan in mind. I mean, I know this is like teach discipline and all that, but I'm just saying. Yeah, the bats really aren't anything to worry about. So, there are like draw points and places you can go, but we're ignoring that. We're going straight to the end. Alright, so hell with this, we're out of here. So we're on a time limit here. So this is the first boss of the game, and also the introduction to the incredible boss theme, which is arguably just as good as Still More Fine from 7. Anyway, this is Ifrit, and Ifrit's gonna get schooled. Alright, Squall's now in limited HP, so we can do this. That's fine. Okay, Inquisitus, which I'm totally okay with. Yeah, this is RNG at this point. If Squall gets hit now, he is dead. But we did it! There we go. And there we go, we got our first magic refine. So, you know I mentioned before how you can actually exploit the timer to get it down to 0 seconds without losing and resultantly get the most score. The timer that we saw before, which ended about 5 minutes 30, actually keeps running in the background while you're doing Ifrit's name input. So I could literally put down the controller right now, and I might do actually because I need a refill on my drink, and come back and I'll get more score for it. So hold the phone, folks. I'll be back in just a second. And I'm back. Thank you very much for your patience there. So something I should mention, because it's been discussed in chat, is about how drawing works. There is actually a system to it, as I understand from how it works, in that the more you draw, the better the character gets at it. Wait! Squall finally got himself a girlfriend! Woo! Alright, we're going to skip this because I'll explain it myself later. They don't actually really, to be honest, Grumpy Cloud. Like, I mean, certain things start, like, becoming more and more true, like Shiva's, like, French, you know, chef's kiss moment for blowing up diamond dust is a new thing that comes in eventually. So you can do the elemental junction thing, but it's honestly not worth it at this point, because it depends on the power of the magic that you have attached to it and how many of it you have. So if we had, for example, say 20 blizzards, because blizzard is like the lowest tier magic, and you attach that to your weapon, you get like a piddly little 10%, which is just it's meaningless at this point with the amount of damage we're doing. Anyway, since we do have a new Guardian Force, we might as well give it to Squall. There we go. The reason we're giving Ifrit to Squall is so we can get a Strength Junction, which means we can eventually give Squall some pretty strong attack damage. So, as for that, we'll also get Ifrit learning the appropriate fire magic. We'll also want to get Elemental Defense Junction as well for a couple of boss fights. But now we can take our time on the way out because we're no longer in a rush. Which means we can draw some more magic. Here we got a card from it. So yeah, you can get cards from monsters, which is nice. We'll eventually get the ability to turn those cards into items, which is even nicer. That twist is nice. 10 fires, not bad. Like I say, off stream, I'm gonna grind out like 100 of each magic. At least then we have it, so I don't have to like bore you Steph showing it off later. Good old bombs. I like that this game actually starts introducing some classic FF enemies a bit earlier. Like bombs you don't really see until like you get to near Mount Coral in 7, but you see them here early on, which is good. Anyways, let's be on our way out. For a laugh, let's try this. Come on, Quest, just give me a limit break. She really doesn't want to give me a limit break, so just be weird. Screw it. Oh, there we go. So like before, limit breaks take priority over both commands, and Wishes just literally shoots him the death glare. Which surprisingly enough did not kill him. Oh no, there it is. I like to imagine she used that on her students in class to discipline them. That's all good. Just to echo your comment there, Gogotoro, like I agree with you about how they couldn't seem to set on like a standard for the lightning summon, but Ixion is my favourite of the lot that I've played. Like Ramuh's neat and all, like it's Moses coming down from Mount Sinai to wreck your shit, which I'm always okay with. But Quetzalcoatl is just kind of, yeah, I don't care. Lexian's literally a lightning horse. How can you go wrong with that? And yes, of course, Quistis does use a whip, so no wonder her students are either terrified or enamoured with her. Possibly both, I don't know. Well, we made it out of the fire cave. Whoop whoop. And so now we have to make our way back to the garden, which we shall do. So, something I should know while we're on the world map that I didn't bring up before, or I will do once I actually get to it. Until I'm not so rudely erupted by these insects. Okie dokie, so, God, the random encounters on the world map are being a bit punishing right now. Although, funny enough, that's going to prove the point I'm going to make in just a moment. There we go, nice and efficient. Okay, so, you actually can't get random encounters on the road, which is a nice thing. So if you literally follow this all the way over here, which we could do, but we're not going to bother right now because we've got other stuff to deal with back in the garden, you can just avoid getting them up. So let's just change this perspective back here, tilt the camera a bit, and let's just head on back to the garden. Oh, you've really got to take care of your girlfriend! Like, I don't know if Quistis is like using this as a means of just dropping like unsubtle hints, although there's certainly a scene we'll see later where she is incredibly unsubtle about her intentions towards Squall. But, well, we'll get to that when it comes around. Anyway, draw points, by the way, do restock so we can get more cures, which is always good. Just to check, by the way, how's the audio? Like, can you hear me over the game okay? Like, am I coming through clear? Also, who's this chap here? We'll play him at cards in a bit, but for the moment, we're going to head back inside and go and save, and then we'll come back. Whoops, that's the screen transition. Excellent, thank you very much for that, guys. I really appreciate it. It's just that the audio is really, really loud in my headphones, and I can't tell if that's just my audio settings on the phones themselves, or if it's just because, I don't know. Anyway. Save. Oh, wait, come back, you little pipsqueak! I'll get you! I'll get your card one day. Alright, we'll play this randomer. So we now have the Ifrit card, which gives us a really big leg up in card battles, which is quite nice. So let's see if we get some decent cards in. So I don't currently have any cards that can actually take that one out, which is unfortunate. But let's see what else we can play instead. The only safe one is the Ifrit card, but I really want to save that because it has such like strong numbers on its top and left. Although knowing me, I'm going to lose the card now at this point. So for the moment, let's go and sacrifice this card here. Because what they'll do is they'll end up playing the one at the top, the 6/6 one with the 3/1, the armadillo-looking guy, which I can then play over that to beat out. Yep, called it. Ah, I wasn't expecting that, to be fair. Take that back. They'll play any of these cards here now. Try this. Okay, I think we're in a good stretch here. The only thing they could do in theory is play the... yeah, we'll go here, and that should win the game for us. There we go. That felt a bit dicey there, I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to take a safety save because I really do not want to lose the Ifrit card. Period. Well, actually, no, when I say period, the Ifrit card is the one card you actually do want to lose at some point in the game, but that is way ahead of us, and we can get plenty of mileage out of it in the meantime. So let's go see this dude out here and see if he wants to play cards. Oh, he's vanished. I did not expect that. I'm sure we'll be able to get some other stuff in there. God, that scene trap. Oh, hello. He's back. That's actually really convenient. I thought he was just gone forever. Right, let's see how we do. So let's take our best cards from the bottom, so the Tombury and the Deathclaw, and then we'll have Gesper and Redback. Because Redback's got nice, like, nice attack stats for going up. So you can see this guy's already got some really nice cards, actually. So I'm going to play the Redback first. Just at least to flip the card, and then we'll see what he picks. Alright. Ooh, that's nasty. That's very nasty. That's fine, we can recover. Now if he's smart, we'll do that. Yeah, fair enough. This will be a draw as a result, because I can play Ifrit here to take that T-Rex card. And that's all she wrote. Let's try again. It can feel really sketchy at times playing this game. If I'm not mistaken, I do think Triple Triad was released as a mobile game at one point, but I could be wrong on that. We'll take a fast call here. So yeah, a number of really nice cards here that we might want to start getting our greasy mitts on. Flip that, see what players play next. So the ones at the corners can be really nasty in particular. Play that. Makes sense to me. So the only clean card I have to play here that could actually take this would be Ifrit's card. This is going to be a draw more than likely, unless I play this in a very specific way, I think. Tricky. Because if I play that here, then let's see what we've got. All right. I'm hoping he plays the 5-5 one. Nah, damn it, didn't do it. Well, this is a draw then in that case, because it doesn't matter what I do here, I can't take any of the cards back. I just simply don't have enough, yeah, it's a draw. See if we can eke out one win against this guy. It's no joke that this game becomes so much easier once you have better cards. Until, like, other rules start coming into play, at which point it just gets stupid. Reasonable start there, the defensive card. I don't want to play Ifrit just yet though, because that's going to be a waste of a good offensive card there. Tombury's too good though, so I'm gonna... I'll sacrifice this one. See who he plays. Okay, fair enough. Let's see, what have we got? Okay, we're off to a good start. We'll play this very specifically now. Let's see what we got. Success. Play our weakest card. Here. Okay. This will be a draw again. Yeah. Alright, one more time and then I won't bore you Steph anymore by playing cards with this particular guy. And I'm going to try and hunt down the mob card before anything else, so I really want that card. Alright, got some weaker cards for this dude here, so that's a nice start. Drop that there. See how he plays. Yeah, makes sense to me. So we can play that one at the top to flip that. Makes sense to me as well. Yeah, just currently playing cards just to try and play catch up here. And we win. Okay, we'll take the O2 card because it's quite well rounded. Hey! It gets sketchy, but sometimes it works out. Once we start getting more decent cards, it'll become a lot easier. Oh, I've got to save real quick. Let's catch up with that dude there. Alright, go for it, Swallow. You can catch him. No! Ah, damn it, I missed him. Well, never mind. Let's wait for him to swing back round again. I want that mob card so bad. Little Pipsqueak's gonna give it up before you know it. So, I suppose while we're waiting for him to turn up, I'll talk about something else about this game, which is that one of the things I don't like about it is how to put this. Well, first off, you don't get armor. Like, I understand the reasons you don't, because the junction system is key to everything. It's key to like your defensive stats, to your elemental resistances, etc., etc. But I wish that like there were more things you could get in the open world that were really nice. Like for example, when you find the mistile like in Final Fantasy VII, that's like holy shit, that's great armor. Take the red back for the 6 here. Alright, this guy's cards are actually quite weak, so we should be okay with this one. Get the red bat underway. Yep, he's going to spend his red bat there. This is by default going to end up in a draw, because it doesn't matter what card I play here, I'll be able to take take it back. So there you go. Ah, come back, you little shit. Where are you going? But yeah, the other thing I don't like as well is the fact that all your weapons are basically upgraded rather than found in the world. On some level, this makes kind of sense because what are the odds are that you'll find a gunblade in a random chest in a cave somewhere? But I do wish that it was the case that like there was more unique loot and things to find out in the world rather than just whatever like random crap you get. Alright. Let's go with this to start with. He'll play the 7-3... Oh no, he won't. That'll do. Okay, fair enough. Alright, let's see if I can bait him into just playing a card to take that all at once. Yep, there we go. Double flip. He'll play one to take that back. That's fine. Alright, whatever card he plays here, I will now win. There we go. The cards aren't great here, to be quite honest, but we'll take the fish one there. And where do you think you're going? I'm not done with you yet. I don't know what this must look like to the people in the garden, like seeing Squall harass this kid for playing cards, but... well, you know. And of course, no different. Wait for him to give us a mock card, but he just won't do it. So if I play Ifrit here, I'll actually be able to play defensively, so let's see how we go. Because some of the cards have like a higher value on their left-hand side. Okay, that's a something. Whatever card I play next can't be beaten. So with that in mind, pick Tombury. We will use this dude. Fair enough. Alright. Makes sense to me, but that still means we win. Get back here. Is it telling that this has so far been more of a triple triad stream than anything else? Nah, still no mark. God damn it. Alright. Start on a good foot there by getting that in. Let's see. Let's go play here. As much. Play for it here. So that little twerp has run off, but never mind. What about you, mystery man? Will you play cards? No. Ah! Stop talking to me! I want to get him. There we go. In fact, no, I'm not. I'll tell you why, because I keep fearing I'm going to fuck it up, so I'm going to save. Because I know for a fact that if I lose with the rules we have, an Ifrit in my hand, it will be taken from me. If that happens, I'm up shit creek without the paddle. So what we'll do, we'll reload the screen and hopefully he'll reappear. Comes in from the left anyway. There he is. Good opener that, because there'll be nothing you can do to fight back against it. Let's see, what do we have? I can use Ifrit to take that, but then it would just only get taken back. So with that in mind, play no tube, take that. Drops that there, very good, okay. Play Sombri here, so we have still got some nice and strong attack cards here. If I now play Ifrit here, I can literally put the hand down and call it a day. Heck, I could even do so with this one, but we'll do Ifrit because screw it. So far I haven't lost a single game actually, which I'm quite pleased with. Oh, save that one earlier actually, but well, let's pretend that didn't happen. So again, no good start for this chap here if I put this one down there. That's always nice. Drop this here. Use the weakest side. Yeah, fair enough. Tommy there. Kind of slept more my way through that one. There we go. God damn it, it's still not giving up the good card that I want to see. So this hand's interesting because you'll note the one in the middle has a 7 on its left-hand side, which means there's no safe opener for me. But that being said, I can play this here and still be fairly safe against everything else. So without further ado, he'll play the, or as much. But I can now play the Oak Tube, take that back, and there's no, decent way. Alright, let's see. Alright, advantage me. God, I was on him I was on him there. Alright. Nah, we'll go with the hand we've got, because it's nice and balanced. Alright, none of his cards are strong enough to take that there, so that's good. If I play this here, that's a default win. The way that these characters with rare cards work, by the way, is something like a 1 in 10 chance they'll pop up. So, just have to keep at it eventually, and they'll soon, hopefully, give up their goddamn cards. Be nice, wouldn't it? Might as well repeat the same strategy. So, with the 5/5 there, yeah, makes sense to me. That's fine. If I play this, that puts us in the offensive advantage because there'll be nothing they can play that will actually. Let's see. Well, we can play the Abyss Worm as a start here, because there's no cards that they have that are actually good enough to break through that, which is always welcome. Yeah, it'll be that one. So if I play this, then I win the game, I believe. Yep, nothing decent enough to take that out. Let's see what's decent. Cockatrice, yeah. He just won't give it up, will it? Rolling in cards right now, this is laughably easy. If he doesn't give up the mod card on this particular run around, by the way, I'll leave it there and move on to the next part. God, he's been a prick. Alright, this will put on a good start actually, because there's no cards that used to be either of those. Let's see, 7/6. Let's go with this one here, because I'll keep him on the back foot. I can play entirely defensively now, actually. So I'll just put that there. For it there, and that's it. I win the game without even a worry. Taking up the line card. Alright. Still nothing there. The only one I have that can take that is the Abyss Worm, so I'm going to actually put it down here. That being said, I can bring this back by using a Tombury against a Tombury. Gotta cancel each other out. Probably worth taking the offensive advantage here, so we'll drop that there. Can't take any cards back. And the Cockatrice is shit, so this will go in here. That takes it 7/3. And that wraps up the game. Give up your mod card, you little shit. How this kid even still has cards, I have no idea. Alright, they'll play a card top right, so I can play Ifrit there, and that puts us on the advantage. Hell, I didn't even need to play Ifrit necessarily. Yeah, they'll play a card in the middle to take the Buell back, then I just play this one on the bottom, and that's a win. There we go! Right, let's do this. This is where I really have to actually think now, to be quite honest, which is concerning, shall we say. I don't usually do this much thinking in one go. But the actual ideal starting card here will probably be this one. Let's see how we go. Okay, mod card. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, what I'm going to hope for, if I play the Abyss Worm here, I want them to actually play a card then in the top right, because then I can use Ifrit to take both of them simultaneously. No, it's not too much show for me, thanks. Okay, I want to keep Ifrit for as long as possible here. So we'll put the Tombury there. Okay. Now then. It's going to depend on which cards get played next, because if I put Ifrit here, if he plays the 5/5, I should be... Yeah, in fact, if I play Ifrit here, I will win. Okay, maybe I won't, but never mind. Draw. Shite. Too much show for there. I was hoping he wouldn't play that one, but he played it perfectly. Alright, we've got mod card again, and the card hand this guy has is much weaker this time around. So we should be okay, actually. What we'll start with then is at least flipping the mod card. Okay, yep, play that, flip that back. Do that. That puts me advantage, so cards shots. Alright, I think we've got this. Having it. Alright, kid, you're free. Be free, live a normal life. Don't get harassed by this teenager with a gunblade to give up your card. Alright, well that was fun. I've also completely forgotten what we were meant to be doing. Unless you want to watch me play more cards, because I know where we can play more cards, as a matter of fact. In fact, yeah, why not? Let's do that, because I don't necessarily want to go on to the next part of the game just yet involving Dollet, because that's going to be a whole stream of its own. But for the moment, we might as well go get another card. And since people seem to be enjoying me, like, faffing around doing card games, why the hell not? Oh, there's that kid again. Hey kid, took your card! Loser. It's like that's all they sell. I mean, you're meant to be like training soldiers, so you'd be like selling something a bit healthier? Alright. Okay, so one of these two has our first character card. And since we've got Minimog now, we're actually off to a decent start with our card collecting. I mean, our library of cards has actually expanded significantly. Oh, we'll walk right over this guy. Play defensively to start with, drop the Abyss one there, use the other cards to do what we need to do. Not what I expected to be used there to start with. Alright, he'll play the 2-1-1-6. So that's the only card he had that was decent enough to do that. He'll play the Anaconda there. Yeah, makes thought as much. And now I can play Minimog, which will take this back. And it's drop. That's fine. I still didn't have the card I wanted to see pop up there. Welcome to Triple Triad though, where it's just stupid, like silly stuff all the time with waiting for cards to pop up that you want. Start on defensive posture. Drop down there. Yeah. Like, well, that's a good start because drop this here. Cards into the Minimog. It in. Alright, let's pick up the creeps. Give me that creeps. Let's try to get in the back. One of these dudes must have the card I'm after. And no prizes for guessing what it is, by the way. Just not giving it up. Oh, there are at least 2 new cards here that we haven't got yet, which I quite like. Alright, put this up here, then that means he's forced to put that card there, which won't be strong enough to take it back, so this card now belongs to me. Take the Chimera. Chimera's pretty strong. Give up your goddamn card. In fact, actually, no, I just realised. It's not him that needs stars, it's the guy in the back, the actual number 1. Marlboro card though, definitely want that. So I'm going to start with Ifrit here, just to at least get us on defensive footing. Okay. Drop Minimog here. Is going to play the Anaconda card top middle? Oh, actually no, surprisingly not. Oh, that caught me off guard, I was not expecting that. Scratch my beard. Because if I play the Abyss Worm here, then he'll play Marlboro bottom left and take it back, so that's pointless. It's just gonna kill time. That'll also leave the Minimog card. So we'll do it, we'll play it safe, because I know we'll do next. Yep, there we go. So if I don't play this here, then I should win. Well, yeah, play it next to Minimog, that's fine. Okay, draw, that's fine, yeah, we're good. There we go. Right. So yes, you can get character cards in this game, including Quistis. We don't actually have a card that can break through. We don't have like a 7 or higher. So we can't actually take the Quistis card from him, but he's already played it and the rest of his hand is weak, so all being well, we should be fine. But we basically need to set up a good defense to start with, and I'm going to do that by playing an Abyss Worm here. Because there's nothing good enough that can get past it. Right. Might as well start offloading here, so he'll either play the Red Dragon or the Nat card next, but either of those, like, have weaknesses. So if I play Minimog here, for example, I'll take that Nat card, and then he will play the Red Dragon card bottom middle, at which point I play Ifrit and I win, and the Quistis card is mine. No, not what I expected, but it doesn't matter because Ifrit's just broken. Thank you very much. Yoink. Play you again? Nah, Leia loses. Shoving all the nerds into the locker here, getting all their cards. Right. Well, that's all the cards that we want to get for the moment anyway. There is mention of a card club that we saw before from that chap who was talking about. So we'll definitely be seeing them again later. But for now, our hand is pretty strong. We're off to a good start. Haven't really lost anything too nice just yet. So what I'll do for the meantime then is I'll probably conclude the stream there and just, let my good luck crack on. Thank you very much for joining me for my first Final Fantasy VIII stream, even though most of it was card game playing and a lot of rambling. But I hope you've all enjoyed it. I'll probably be back sometime later this week for the rest, for the Dollet section. After I've also done a crap ton of grinding in order to make sure that I've got all the necessary magic I need, because I'm going to be trying some stuff in Dollet that I've never done before casually. But otherwise, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you've all had a good time. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.